family, I've always been an outsider. Turns out, he never loved me at all. Hello?
I won't be back for dinner tonight. Got work to do.
Why did you name our child Sofon in the first place?
Victoria, you were the one who insisted on marrying me back then.
That's the child I carried for 10 months. How could you use our son's name to commemorate your beloved Sophia?
It's just a name. I don't understand why you're making such a big deal out of it.
If it's just a name, then go change it right now.
Victoria, don't be ungrateful and cross the line.
How could you do this to me? Why should the child I've raised with all my heart and soul bear a name that commemorates someone else?
I will not change his name. If you can't accept it, then let's get a divorce.
I've loved Alexander for 10 years, been married to him for 5. No matter what he's done to me, I never thought of divorce, yet he said it so easily.
Mom, I'm home.
Forget it. As long as these two still by my side, that's enough for me.
Daddy, I want Daddy to hug me.
Daddy still has work to do. Have fun with me, okay?
Mom, did you and Dad have a fight?
No, Mom will never fight with Dad. Be good, go play in your room. Mommy will be there in a minute. Miss Victoria, may I see Alexander? My name is Sophia Laurent. Alexander and I used to date. That was in the past. He and I are married now. Please don't get me wrong. I don't mean to come between you. I just have something to say to Alexander. And after you say it, Miss Sophia, the past is the past. I cannot possibly agree to you meeting my husband. Sophia din is meech Alexander. I don't gamble on whether just to marry you and right that here. Director Alexander, is the ring hanging from the red string on your wrist a wedding ring?
It is a wedding ring.
That's not the wedding ring of us. That ring, I gave it to him. Miss Victoria, do you see? 5 years, and he's still wearing the ring I gave him. I'm your legal wife. Our marriage was arranged by both families. So why do I feel like the villain who stole someone else's love? Miss Sophia, if there's nothing else, please leave. I won't see you out. Alexander, don't go. Alexander, I finally get to see you.
What brings you here?
Alexander, you're still wearing the ring I gave you. You still love me, don't you?
Yes.
Alexander, come here. Please, come back to me.
Just go inside. I have some things to say to Sophia.
Do you have to say it right now? So this is what it feels to not love someone. You won't even give them basic respect. 5 years of unaccorded love, 5 years of marriage. It was all a solo act from beginning to end. Sofferin.
Taking him to the bathroom.
I thought you were gone.
Victoria, let's make it end well.
Is it because of Sophia?
This is not about her. If you agree to the divorce now, I might consider giving up custody of Lucas.
Why didn't you bring it up earlier or later, but only after Sophia appeared? If you can't let her go, why did you marry me in the first place?
I married you only to keep the paparazzi from digging into Sophia. Sophia is more innocent than you. I don't want her to get hurt.
I've loved Alexander for a full 10 years, step by step, getting close to him. I can't just let go like this. Moreover, this marriage is a union of two families, and we have a child between us. I don't want a divorce.
Then what do you want? Victoria, I thought you were smart enough.
If I'd been smarter, I'd have known your heart belonged to another from the start, not foolishly waiting for your love. What I truly want, you know better than anyone.
What you want, I can't give. Think carefully about the divorce.
What meaning does this marriage even have left?
Is this your diffidence?
What is going on?
The descendants of the Carter family must never be tainted by the bad habits of the showbiz. And you? Look at what you've done.
I did go to see Sophia last night, but nothing happened between us.
Nothing happened? Then what do you call all this messy news? How can you face your wife and child? I'll beat you to death today, you unfilial son!
Dad! Let's talk this through calmly. What if there's a misunderstanding?
What misunderstanding could there be? You don't know what he's done. Victoria, it's my fault for not disciplining him properly. I'm sorry. You need to make a public statement about this before noon today and cut all ties with that woman.
As long as your good daughter-in-law cooperates, the soon can be clarified publicly.
What do you want me to do?
You will hold a media conference and publicly acknowledge that Sophia is your cousin.
This is my marriage. Always picking up his mess. Hurting me isn't enough. You also want me to publicly admit that the woman who stole my husband is my family? No. I would not make a public statement for someone who stole my husband.
Suit yourself.
I know he was wrong, but this is a disgrace to Carter family's reputation. You should cooperate with Alexander and make the public statement.
It's been half an hour. Why hasn't Lucas come out yet? Miss, where is Sophon? You haven't know? His father picked him up the moment he arrived at school this morning. Why would he take Sophon away?
Sorry, the number you dialed is not answered for the moment.
Everyone has been very concerned about my private life lately. Let me introduce you. This is my child with my wife, Victoria. As for Sophia's identity, you can ask him.
Hi there, how is the relationship between your dad and mom?
Are you Director Alexander and Victoria's child? What is your relationship with Sophia?
Lucas is the flesh and blood I carried for 10 months and raised with great effort.
How dare you treat him like this?
Sophia, I'm scared.
What you want. The rumors about you and Sophia are now dispelled.
Alexander, are you insane? How could you expose a child to the public? He's still so young.
He's a Carter. He'd face this sooner or later. I just sped it up.
Do you hear yourself? He's only 4. He should be protected by his parents, not dragged into this.
Miss Victoria, don't blame Alexander. This is on me. He was worried you couldn't handle the press conference, so he brought Lucas here. Is this blaming me for not holding a media conference to make a public statement so Alexander dragged the child into it? Is that what you think too?
Yes.
Mommy, I want to go home.
Okay, let's go home. Rector Alexander is so biased towards Miss Sophia. It seems the lady of the Carter family will be another woman soon. Sweetie, did Daddy ask you to call Sophia Auntie today?
Mommy, don't you like Auntie Sophia? Mommy, Sophia's very, very good to me. I like her. Could you try to like Sophia too, for so fun?
Then, if you had to choose between her and me, who do you like more?
Sofan, come here.
Where are you taking him?
This villa is yours as divorce compensation. From now on, he will live with me and Sophia.
No. Sufan is my child. You can't take him from me.
No!
Stop!
Alexander, let go!
Mommy, Daddy, please stop fighting! It hurts!
Alexander, if divorce is what you want, so be it. Just give me the child.
Too late. I gave you a choice, and you gave it up yourself. Now move.
Not unless you leave Sofan here.
Dad, Alexander took Sofan away. Is Sophia? I hope you can talk to him and get Sofan back for me.
I can't control him, but Lucas is, after all, a child of the Carter family. I can't let him go with you.
Mom, Alexander took Sofan from me. Please help me. Get Alexander to return Sofan to me.
You married into the Carter family. Your mess is not ours anymore. And don't come back dragging the Carter's wrath onto us.
Mr. Lee, I want to pursue legal action to get my child back.
Mrs. Victoria, you don't have a job or the financial means to support a child. The court will not award you custody.
Adam, if you miss your son, you're welcome to visit him from time to time.
You're so beautiful.
Sorry. Wait. I'm here to pick up Sofan. He won't go with you.
Mommy, you finally came to live with me. Daddy and my new mommy.
New mommy?
Mommy.
She is not your mommy!
Don't be afraid. Mommy will take you home.
Mommy is bad. I don't want you anymore.
What on earth happened? In just a few days, Sufan has become so close to Sophia, even closer than with me, his own mother. Miss Victoria, you see? It's not that I'm stopping him from going with you. He doesn't want to. Am I really such a failure? Both my husband and my son left me without hesitation, turning to embrace someone else.
What have I ever done to you? Why are you trying to tear my family apart?
You brought this upon yourself. You're reaping what you sowed.
10 years of chasing and adoration, and in the end, all I get is you brought this upon yourself, what you sowed.
Mr. Alexander, did you just call to report an intruder?
Yes, it's her.
No, no, I can't. No, stop!
Miss Victoria, you wait outside the neighborhood every day before dawn and wouldn't leave until Sophie sleeps at night. When are you going to divorce Alexander?
Give me back my child, and I'll divorce.
I assume you can tell. Sufan really likes me now. It must be painful for you that the child you worked so hard to give birth to doesn't want you anymore. I don't like Sifan. His existence just as much of a nuisance as yours.
What do you mean?
I think a child is closer when it's your own. Alexander and I will have our own child, right?
Are you Miss Victoria? Your child, Lucas, has accidentally drowned. Treatment was ineffective, and he has passed away. Please come see him one last time.
Baby, Mommy's here. Wake up and look at Mommy, please.
Sofan, if only you'd wake up. Mommy will promise you anything. Please, wake up, I'm begging you.
Director Carter, it's time.
Let's go outside.
No! Let go of me! Safan needs me. I have to stay with him. He'll be scared all alone. No! No, Safan! Is this how you take care of our child?
I've been quite busy lately, and I might have neglected Sofan, but you—
Neglected? So you let him drown and died alone? He was perfectly fine before. Why did you have to take him away from me? That's the child I carried and gave birth to with so much effort. I was the one who breastfed him, bathed him, and raised him with all my heart and soul, all by myself.
No one wanted this to happen. To take good care of him, Sophia has been looking after him day and night these days. She's been working very hard, too.
I don't like Sufan. His existence is just as much of a nuisance as yours.
What do you mean?
I think a child is closer when it's your own. Alexander and I will have our own child, right? You said Sophia was taking care of the child? Then what was she doing when he was drowning?
What are you implying? This was just an accident. It has nothing to do with Sophia.
If it has nothing to do with her, why would she tell me she thinks Sophion is a nuisance? Why did she insist that her own flesh and blood means more? Alexander, she killed our child!
Victoria, stop this madness.
Even now, with Siphon dead, Alexander is still shielding Sophia like this.
Alexander, that was our child! Our 4-year-old baby is dead!
I know you're upset, but what's done is done. I don't want to argue with you in front of the child, disturbing his peace even in death.
Be good, my baby. After I handle the remaining affairs, then I'll be there with you. Just wait a little longer for me.
How was I supposed to know Sufans would be so fragile? He just choked on a few mouthfuls of water in the pool and died. If I'd known, I wouldn't have pushed him in. What bad luck! Don't worry, Alexander was right there watching when it happened, and now he's still acting like he saw nothing.
I ain't even covered for her. Why? It was his child.
You just said Alexander knew. I don't know what you're talking about. Let go, I'm leaving. You killed my child! You're the murderer!
If I hadn't been so obsessed with Alexander, if I hadn't insisted on marrying him, would none of this have happened? Don't worry, my baby. Mommy will definitely avenge you.
Sign the divorce papers.
Alexander? Alexander, have you ever regretted it?
Huh?
I regret it. I shouldn't have loved you, shouldn't have married you, shouldn't have had the child. Then he wouldn't have suffered so much for me.
You.
Alexander, how long do I have to wait for our wedding? Alexander, I shouldn't have gotten angry with you about today.
During those years with Victoria, we rarely argued. And when we did, it was always her who gave in first, just like this.
Mr. Alexander, something terrible has happened.
Miss Victoria is doing a live stream on social media. You need to see this now.
Today, I'll clarify Alexander and Sophia's relationship.
Sophia is not my cousin, but Alexander's first love. Mr. Alexander committed marital infidelity. Conspired with Sophia to murder my child!
This is the entire process of how Sophia killed my child.
It's not like that! This is not real!
How could a video be fake? You'd better come up with an explanation before I return from seeing Victoria. Drive faster!
I'm wearing the dress my baby liked the most today.
Victoria, come back!
He'll be happy to see me, right? He will definitely be happy. Sensei, you don't need to pressure me anymore. Soon, I'll go find my baby and reunited with him.
How did this happen?
Alexander, save me! I didn't do this! It's all that bitch Victoria framing me!
If it's a frame-up, I'm sure the police will clear your name.
Alexander, what do you mean?
You know me. I wouldn't even step on an ant. How could I possibly kill your son?
That naive, innocent Sophia died long ago. You're just a murderer wearing her skin.
Do you think you're some noble artist?
You're the real murderer! If you hadn't kept me by your side, your son wouldn't have died! And your wife wouldn't have died either! You're the real murderer! 5 years ago, it was you who didn't dare defy your family and gave up on our relationship.
You killed that naive, innocent Sophia.
Am I really the one to blame for everything?
These are all the things Victoria left, which is all about you.
What have I done?
Alexander, shall we go to the beach together?
Okay. Victoria, I regret it. So this is how painful death feels. Sir, sir. What's going on? Am I dead? This is where Victoria and I held our wedding. I've actually gone back to 5 years ago. Where is Victoria? In my past life, to prevent the paparazzi from vigging Sophia, I went along with my family and married Victoria. On our wedding night, I actually left her behind and went back to the film set to shoot. Think about it now. I was so terribly wrong. Since that I've been given a second chance, I must make up for my mistakes and be a good husband and a good father.
Does it look bad?
Change your makeup.
It's not that it doesn't look good, it's just not for you.
Is this still Alexander?
We'll be happy together from now on.
I've had a crush on him full 5 years. I never thought I'd actually get a response from him.
Victoria Sterling, will you marry me and be my wife? I, Alexander Carter, will love you unconditionally. In times of prosperity or adversity, wealth or poverty, sickness or health, I will respect you, cherish you, never leave you, and always be faithful to you. Sophia?
Alexander, don't you want me anymore?
What's going on? Who is this woman?
Mom! Help me!
I just married Alexander. How could I have a child? It's a business marriage from the start. If I leave now, it will definitely affect both families' businesses.
Sophia, it's been over between us.
Why? You said marrying this woman was just to keep the pauper away from me.
And trade only said that my bear Sophia as Sophia's a Bertrainsai. I'll go handle this. Wait for me.
I almost thought Alexander would accept me.
What do you want?
Do you know what I got in last life? I was living a living hell in the correctional center, and it was all because of you!
You killed Sophon. You deserved it.
If you hadn't named him Sophon, I would never have held on to hope for you. If you refuse to be with me in our past, Sophon, then what reason do you have to reject me in this life? You said we would be together forever. I want you to marry me!
What madness is this? I'm married to Victoria. If you dare come near us again, don't blame me for being ruthless.
Alexander, I will make sure you live a life worse than death!
Yes. What on earth had blinded me before? To be so cruel as to hurt someone who loved me so much? I'm sorry for keeping you waiting.
I've loved him for 5 years, ever since high school. Now I've finally stood by his side. The ceremony isn't over yet.
I'll go with you.
Love can grow gradually. I will treat Victoria well this time.
We missed the ring's afternoon. I'm giving you yours now.
How did you know I like this one?
I know you wear it all the time. What are you waiting? Where's mine?
I know you don't love me, but since you agreed to marry me, Perhaps we can live a good life together, just like you said.
I've been reborn, and so has Sophia. Is it possible Victoria also regained her memories from our past life? If she did, she'd never forgive me. Are you okay?
What were you thinking about just now? Did I say something wrong again?
Victoria, I had a dream. I dreamed we had a child, but he died. He died because of my negligence. If that were true, would you forgive me?
No.
Victoria,
It was just a dream.
Yes, just a dream.
Alexander, don't think about it anymore. None of that was real. We just got married. How could there be a child? Besides, I believe in you. You would never do that to our child.
In our past life, you must have thought the same way. Yet I failed your expectations again and again, bringing you endless pain until the very end. This time, I will never let you get hurt. You're right. It was just a dream.
It's okay. If you like, we can have many children in the future.
Victoria, may I?
Alexander, I love you. I'm Sophia Laurent, a fashion designer at Wingbay Design Corporation. It seems fate keeps bringing us together. How about I buy you a cup of coffee, Miss Victoria? No need. Don't you want to know why Alexander has changed so much? Miss, how can I help you? An iced black coffee, no sugar, no milk, please. Alexander's a fan of iced black coffee. Miss Sophia, if you have something to say, just spit it out. I wonder if Miss Victoria believes in the previous life and this life. I am a firm rationalist. Is that so? I had a dream recently. I dreamed that Miss Victoria and Alexander had a child. Child was named Sophon. Because of your divorce, the child was gone. Miss Victoria, are you all right?
Victoria, are you all right? Do you need me to take you to the hospital?
It's just headache. I don't think this little problem is worth troubling you with, Senior.
Let me drive you home. If you get hurt, it'll definitely count as a work-related injury.
I'm fine.
Let's get you home.
Okay.
Honey, who is he?
William Hayes. I'm Victoria's boss. Since when does a boss escort his subordinates home? That's quite impressive for employee benefits.
Mr. Alexander, I think you've misunderstood.
Alexander, you've got it wrong. I wasn't feeling well when I came back this afternoon and ran into William. He was worried about me, so he gave me a ride on his way.
Why didn't you tell me you were working? Who else did you see this afternoon?
A colleague.
Why do you have to work? I don't want to see you meeting other people.
I want to have my own career.
In my past life, Victoria was always so careful around me. Whatever I said went. She never talked back. Quit. I can support you. Victoria, do you love me?
Yes.
Then quit. Change another company, I'll agree to anything else.
Okay.
Don't forget what you promised me.
I'll bring it when I go upstairs. I'll hand over my work as soon as possible.
Come in. Perfect timing. I feel like something's missing from this outfit. Take a look. Did something happen?
Senior, I want to resign.
Is it because of what happened yesterday afternoon?
My husband is very concerned about me working at here. I'm sorry, William. Thank you for your appreciation.
If that's how it is, I can only agree.
Good morning, Mrs. Victoria Carte.
Good morning. If she knew the truth, would she still stay by your side? Why does this voice sound so familiar?
She will never have the chance to know.
What does Alexander even think I am?
What are you doing here?
I texted you, you didn't reply.
I was just making things clear with her, nothing more.
Nothing more? Perhaps from the very beginning, I could never hope for Alexander's love. Him staying by my side is the greatest blessing I'd ask for. I'm going back first. There's nothing between us. We were just catching up.
I shouldn't have met her in private. I promise you, I won't see her again. Why are you crying?
Dreams and reality must be opposites. At least Alex is by my side now.
Congratulations on the successful release of the film, Director Alexander.
So you're Mrs. Alexander? I heard Mrs. Alexander was as beautiful as a fairy, but seeing you now, you're nothing special. I heard Miss Anya is gentle and intelligent, but seeing you today, you're nothing special either. So ill-mannered. I really don't know how you became Mrs. Alexander. You're so well-mannered. How come you couldn't become Mrs. Alexander? Don't get too cocky. I've looked into it. Director Alexander made you quit your job. You're just a kept mistress he's raising. It won't be long before the title of Mrs. Alexander is mine. After all, he spends much more time with me on set than with you. Miss Anya, are you so confident? Have you asked Alexander for his opinion? One is a dazzling superstar. The other is an unknown housewife. Anyone with sense knows which to choose. I am Alexander's lawfully wedded wife. What you're doing is knowingly and deliberately interfering in a marriage. So what? Anyone can pursue what they like. Miss Anya, by doing this, are you worthy of the fans who adore you? Are you worthy of the effort they've invested in you? If Miss Anya insists on destroying my family, I'm not someone to be trifled with either. I will use my own methods to ruin your reputation and bring you down. Alexander.
We are not that close. Miss Anya, you haven't apologized to my wife yet. Miss Anya, do I need to ask you again?
I'm sorry, okay?
Thank you.
Is that all? I'll take you to the movies after we're done here. Victoria!
Where did you go?
Take it. Don't you like it? I was wrong about everything in the past. From now on, I will never let you suffer any grievance again. Victoria, I love you.
I've loved Alexander for 5 years, and I finally waited for him to say these words.
Director Alexander, some fans have spotted you. I weren't actually sending these with them then. We need to leave quickly.
I'll go divert the fans. Wait for me here.
What is this place? Does it look familiar? Do you want to tell me to get lost or strangle me to death?
Let's call him Sophon.
My name is Sophia Laurent. Alexander and I used to date. Wake up and look at... Why?
Why, after everything has been given a second chance, do you still treat me this way?
I'm sorry.
It was my delusion that killed your child. Do you know how I lived afterwards? I was sent to a correctional center and was beaten to death. I wouldn't have sought you out if Alexander didn't name the child Sophon.
I came here today to atone for my sins. Even if you stab me to death to avenge your child, I have no complaints. Do you feel any guilt? Guilty. If only, but even after getting a second chance, you still chose to come looking for Alexander.
I just wanted to get back at him at the time.
Then what about me? What did I do wrong?
Do you think your love is so great that you'd sacrifice me and my child for your love story?
If I hadn't known you killed my child, would you two have left together, leaving me to take all the blame? If you're truly remorseful, then take the knife and end it yourself. Don't think about framing me.
Are you feeling unwell anywhere?
Alexander, let's get a divorce.
I just realized my true feelings. Yet Victoria already recalled her past life. It's as if heaven is deliberately punishing my infidelity, playing a cruel joke on me. I'll go find the doctor to change your dressing.
I said divorce. For 15 years, including my past life, I've loved Alexander and never wronged him once. What's past is past. Alexander, I don't want you anymore.
Victoria, I know I was wrong. Give me another chance, please.
If I give you a chance, who will give my child a chance?
We're deeply in love, and we'll surely have another child.
Love each other? Alexander, I truly loved you. Past life and before my memories returned, but you? Love was just your fig seal. You stayed with me to ease guilt, unable to bear 2 lives on your conscience.
Miss Victoria, your hand wounds will heal in half a week. Good news, you're 2 months pregnant. Miss Victoria, are you all right?
This child came at the wrong time.
Despite his mistakes, he treats you well. Think about it. Men in his position all have a family and outside affairs.
In my past life, they refused to help me fight for Sophon custody, fearing the Carters and business losses. How can I trust them now?
You chose him yourself. I've checked he's not seeing others, and you're pregnant now.
Mom, I'm tired.
I'll leave first. You two have a good tack.
If you don't eat, tomorrow you'll hear news of the Sterling family going bankrupt.
I'll do it myself.
Once you're healed, I'll let you leave the hospital.
We can't keep this child.
What did you say?
I said I want to terminate the pregnancy.
Absolutely not.
Do you remember what you did in our previous life when I said I disagreed? Either abortion or divorce me. Choose one.
Think carefully. Crushing the Sterling family would be as easy as squashing an ant for me.
Alexander, don't make me hate you.
Haven't you hated me to the core for a long time already?
If I hadn't met Alexander in my youth, would things have turned out differently today?
Alexander, let me go! Let go!
Are you going to restrict my freedom?
This is our home.
Our home was destroyed by you long ago!
It's okay. We'll rebuild it together.
Alexander, do you think controlling me will make me love you again?
It's okay. Just stay by my side.
Who I stay with is my decision alone. William, could you come pick me up at the Carter family villa?
Alexander, you're insane!
I am insane.
Mom! Help me!
Alexander, I'm begging you, let me go.
Do you really not want this child that much?
What should we name him if he's born? Sifon?
It was the same in her past life. She vanished from the rooftop without warning. Have the child, and we'll get a divorce.
William, let's talk another time.
I'll wait for your invitation, Victoria. Stay away from her. Don't measure others with your own petty mind. Dare you say you don't like her? But I never overstep my bounds. What about you? I forced her to divorce, browed Sophia into our home, took the Gaive away from Victoria, which led to Sophia shouth her restraint and lixilate her dead, can her los. I do like Victoria, but true liking is about respect, not boundless taking and possessing. Have you ever thought about her feelings? Wait. Are you willing to take her away? What do you take her for? She chased after you for 5 whole years. Did you ever respect her for a moment, truly cherish her? Did you ever once ask her what she needed? Bastard. Victoria, I'm sorry.
It's too late, Alex. I've long decided to let you go.
It was my cowardness that caused us to keep missing each other. Silly, as long as you're alive, it's never too late. Victoria, congratulations, you're free.
My parents don't want me to get a divorce at this time, so I can only compromise for now. After that day, give me day, our relationship returned to normal. We'll postpone the divorce for now, and go get the divorce papers after the baby is born. Didn't you say you'd be back in the afternoon?
I was worried you hadn't eaten lunch, so I came back. You have a fever. I'll take you to the hospital. Nothing serious, just got a bit chilled and have a slight fever. Thank you, doctor. I'll grab you some food.
Miss Anya, what exactly do you want? I'm pregnant. It's Director Alexander's. How can you be so sure it was him? That day, when I woke up in the hotel room, he was the one I saw. Do you want to hear the other details, Miss Victoria? Miss Victoria, you said you'd ruin my reputation and destroy me. But before you act, think about the child in your demi. What do you want to do? Get rid of the child, then leave Alexander. I'll give you a sum of money, enough for your future living expense. And what if I say no? I can't guarantee whether your child will die in the womb or have some accident after birth. So I hope Miss Victoria will think it through carefully.
Victoria! Victoria! She must not get emotional. Don't stimulate her anymore. Thank you, Doctor. If you want to cry, just cry out loud.
William, thank you for showing up in time today and calling the doctor for me. I'm fine now.
Victoria, you quit your job and have endured so much givemage. Are you sure you're really happy?
Isn't happiness just a purely personal feeling? Some people think married they love and receive meticulous care to syncfity. Others believe that putting in all the effort for the one they love is also happiness. I often feel I'm the latter.
I actually feel the same way. So I hope you are truly happy. Otherwise, I feel my giving up would be meaningless. Let me grab some food for you.
William, I'm good, thank you.
I just went to get some food. How did you...
Get out!
I can't eat with you in front of me.
Then call me when you're done.
These are all my favorites. And it's well coordinated. Victoria, don't love Alexander anymore.
Do you like it? It's your birthday today. I made your favorite strawberry cake myself.
You never did these things before.
What happened before is all in the past.
In my past life, on Alexander's 25th birthday, I set up the scene just like this. Alexander, Sofan and I made this cake for you with our own hands.
What's the point of all this? You'd be better off focusing your energy on the child.
Alexander, do you remember what you said on your 25th birthday? In our previous life when I celebrated it for you?
You said it's all meaningless. Don't blame yourself. Loving me isn't your fault. My foolish love caused this. Thank you for tonight.
Before going to the hospital, our relationship had improved quite a bit. I just went out to buy a meal. Why did Victoria suddenly revert to how she was before? Go check the surveillance footage from City View Hospital at noon on the 8th.
Yes, Director Alexander.
Release all of Anya's negative news!
Director Alexander, here's the thing. At the wrap party, Anya got drunk and shared a room with investor Mr. Dio. He left early. She ran out and saw your figure, insisting the baby must be yours.
Victoria, the child isn't mine.
He never used to explain anything. So what if the child isn't his? We're getting divorced anyway.
What does it have to do with me, whether it's yours or not?
I really have no relationship with Anya. She's being promoted by the investors.
You don't need to explain to me. Wipe it off, then ask maid to clean this up.
It's nothing, just a small cut.
Suit yourself.
Victoria, are you worried about me? Is the sun too harsh? Should I get a parasol? Or maybe we should just build a pavilion here.
No need.
Director Alexander, Anya is in trouble.
What kind of trouble could there be with the promotion?
Somehow the news about her pregnancy got leaked. A big fan couldn't handle it and directly crashed into her car.
I'll go handle this. I'll be back soon. You should go inside soon. It's getting windy. Remember to have lunch on time.
I heard the child in Aya's belly is Director Alexander's. Director Alexander and Anya were so close, it's definitely his. Aya's death is linked to Director Alexander. He forced her to abort, and she chose to die.
Sorry, the number you dialed is not answering.
Madam, you need to come and talk some sense into Director Alexander.
What happened?
Anya was in a traffic accident and was rushed to the hospital. The hospital said the baby in her womb is already dead.
They need to remove it for her to survive, but she absolutely refuses, insisting on waiting for Director Alexander. The delay has already passed the optimal time.
I saw online that everyone is saying the child is his, but wasn't it said that...
That's exactly the problem. The Mr. Leo one you got, Anya Prayun, has connections higher up. The Teming Yapale to the Mr. Wong's, Bosaboka, so they want Alexander to narrate.
What about your crisis management team?
Our strategist said that you should come forward and make a public statement.
Director Alexander, is the child in Anya's belly yours? Please explain. I am Victoria, Alexander's wife. There have been many rumors recently about the relationship between my husband and Ms. Anya. I am here to clarify. Give me back my child, DNA back my child, and all the biolognani Dianical father.
Director Alexander, Do you know who the biological father of the child is?
I'm not concerned with Anya's private life.
You could have told me about this kind of thing directly.
I was worried about you and the child being affected.
It's still early. I dei consufreder socians I wait you.
Okay. I told you Madam would definitely come. What about the DNA tests? How did she get them in such a short time? Madam had me forge them. The ones we prepared ourselves weren't even needed. I told you the sympathy strategy would work, didn't I? Victoria,
I heard your entire conversation. There's no point in explaining now.
Madam, this was my idea. It has nothing to do with Director Alexander. Director Alexander was worried about your and the baby's health.
Enough! My love is not a tool for you to use!
From now on, please don't talk about so-called concern, and don't try to re-enter my life. Let's just keep our distance like before.
I don't want to keep my distance from you. You're carrying my child. You're the mother of my child. Victoria, I'm sorry.
I'm tired. I'm going home.
I'll go with you.
No need.
Director Alexander, it's my fault. I'll make sure Madam gets home safely.
From now on, we have no relationship other than our child.
Where are you going?
I'm moving out. I don't want to see you.
No, you're not in a condition to live alone right now.
That's still better than being with you.
Victoria, I truly know I was wrong. Give me another chance.
A chance? Did you ever give me a chance? Did you ever give our child a chance?
How have you been feeling lately?
I'm okay. Thank you for your concern.
Alexander, he...
Don't mention him.
If you need any help, just let me know anytime.
Thank you.
The fetus is developing very well. However, your emotional fluctuations are too severe, which is not good for the baby.
Try to stay in a pleasant mood as much as possible. I'll try. My baby, you're all I have now.
Victoria, come home with me.
That place is not my home.
We still have our child. The child needs a complete family.
A complete family? Did you ever give us one?
Victoria, I will spend the rest of my life making it up to you.
Some wounds can't be mended.
May I come in?
Speak, and then leave.
I know you hate me, and I don't expect your forgiveness. But the child is innocent. He needs a father.
A father? Are you worthy of that title?
I know I'm not worthy, but I will strive to be a good father.
Strive? Did you strive in our previous life? Alexander, it's over between us. Don't keep pestering.
I won't give up, Victoria. I'll wait for you.
Mrs. Victoria, take deep breaths and work with us.
The baby must be safe. Where's the baby?
The baby is in the neonatal unit. He's healthy. Don't worry.
The child is of Carter family blood. I'll take care of him from now on.
No, I will raise the child myself.
Can you handle it alone? Don't be stubborn.
About the child, let Victoria decide for herself.
That person just now...
Alexander! I want you all dead! No, 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 no,
It's cold.
The surgery was successful, but the patient lost too much blood and needs to be monitored.
Madam, Sophia has been taken away by the police.
Good, thank you.
Victoria.
You're awake.
How's the child?
The child is fine, don't worry.
This time, I owe you. I'll repay you with my life.
It's not necessary. Just focus on recovery.
Director Alexander, Sophia's mental health assessment is out. She has a severe mental illness and might get a lighter sentence.
A lighter sentence? She almost killed you, and she caused the death of our child in the previous life.
Victoria, you remember something?
Nothing. I'm tired. I'm leaving first.
Victoria, do you know everything now?
What if I do? What if I don't? It's all in the past.
It's not in the past, not for me. Victoria, give me a chance. Let me make it up to you. If there's nothing else, you should go back. Don't make yourself sick.
Visiting hours are over. Everyone should leave now.
Get some good rest.
Once I'm discharged, I'll file for divorce immediately, leave this place, and live my own life. As for Alexander, the ill-fated bond between us should end here.
Director Alexander, Sophia has run away again. Be careful lately.
How could she have run away again? She's definitely still here. I have a feeling she won't leave.
Alexander! I want you all dead!
Where is the child inside?
Please don't worry. There might have been other treatments, and Len UCU agenti. And he was transferred to another ward.
Why wasn't I notified about other treatments?
Please sit here for a moment. I'll go ask for you right away.
Director Bill, my child was transferred to another ward without even notifying me?
I've already notified all departments. Don't worry. Your child will be back in this ward within 10 minutes.
It better be. Director Alexander, quickly notify Officer Leo to come to the hospital. Tell him my child is missing. Do not leak the news to anyone other than the police. Everything else proceeds as usual. Yes.
If you hadn't shielded me during the car accident, both the baby and I could have been seriously hurt. And thank you for speaking up for me today, giving me the freedom to name our child.
I was just telling the truth. No need to thank me. I'm the baby's father, your husband. Protecting you both is my responsibility.
I still need to thank you. By the way, have you seen the baby? I'll go see him.
I've seen him. He's a premature baby, needs more care to get stronger. There will be plenty of time to see him later.
Have you heard? A baby disappeared from this hospital. The police were just here, searching everywhere.
Victoria! Victoria! Victoria!
Don't anger yours! My baby! I have to go find my baby!
Victoria, you just gave birth. Your body hasn't recovered yet. You can't get agitated or run around. Victoria, you need rest. Don't let it be that we find the baby but lose you.
If I don't go look, who will?
I've already informed the police. They're on their way. Don't worry.
Do you think it could be Sophia? You're not going to protect her again, are you?
Absolutely not. She couldn't pull off something this big alone. If it was really her, someone's behind her. And if Sophia took the baby, she'd have contacted me by now to negotiate. But it's been a whole day, and I still haven't heard anything. Trust the police. Don't panic.
Did your wound reopen? Do you need me to help you with the medicine?
It's fine. I can change the dressing myself. You need rest more than I do.
Hello? Director Alexander, the baby was taken home by the old master.
Wait here for me. I'll bring the baby back to you within an hour. It was my negligence regarding the child. Now that the child is back, you should go and rest properly.
I don't want anything else to happen to my child.
I will be here guarding him 24 hours a day. I absolutely will not let anything happen to our child again.
What are you going to do?
Does this place look familiar?
This is where I jumped to my death in my previous life.
How about I send you down one more time today? If I kill you, Alexander might suffer for the rest of his life. What happened to your leg? If it weren't for Alexander, not going to Telleboy party. How could I have ended up like this? He and I are already divorced. Divorced? But I just saw his car downstairs. And you two had another child. You're lying to me! Every grievance has its debtor, every debt its creditor. You have a grudge against Alexander? Kidnapping me is useless. Aren't you curious about my leg? After I kidnapped you that day, Alexander called the police, wanting me to go to jail. My leg was injured while I was trying to escape. I can't believe that car accident didn't kill you.
Victoria, stop pretending to be dead up there. Get out here and come with me to finalize the divorce.
Call him over. I've already had a falling out with him.
Alexander, I'm begging you to see me one more time.
Sophia, you hate me. But killing her won't do any good.
Really? That day, I saw you risk your life to shield her from the car.
What do you want? Name it. And if it's within my power to give, I will.
What I want. I'm afraid you can't afford to give.
Stop beating around the bush.
I want your life.
Don't agree.
Fine. How do you want my life? Or should I come over and you let her go?
Stop! Don't come any closer.
Then what exactly do you want?
I want you to jump from here.
If I jump, you'll let her go?
No!
Or you could choose not to jump.
No! You all go to...
Madam, Director Alexander is fine. We laid out a fire rescue air cart at below in advance.
The wicked live 1,000 years. He was so bad before, he definitely won't be in trouble.
Stay healthy and safe, Victoria. Madam, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first?
What's the good news?
Sophia is dead.
Then what's the bad news?
The fire rescue air cat only caught half of him. His head hit the ground and the situation is not optimistic. Madam, although Director Alexander told me not to say anything, and I don't know what happened between you two, I still have to speak out of turn. Director Alexander didn't know there was a cushion below before he jumped.
If he didn't know there was a cushion below, why did he still jump?
Before he went in, Director Alexander told me to save you no matter what, and that nothing else mattered. He said this was what he owed you.
You're a jinx. Ever since we brought you into this family, nothing but disasters have befallen us.
Who is the family member? We managed to save him, but the situation isn't very optimistic. If he doesn't wake up within 10 days, it will be very difficult for him to wake up in the future.
What does that mean?
It means he might fall into a persistent coma.
How could this happen? The floor is cold.
Let it all out. But after you're done crying, you need to pull yourself together. You still have a child. He can't lose both his father and his mother. I won't raise him for you.
Just let you know. The chance of waking up from a persistent coma is only 10% to 15%.
I found this diary in the study and learned that you jumped into the sea in your previous life. Alexander, you stopped owing me anything long ago. Didn't you say you liked me? If you wake up today, I'll give you another chance. Let me tell you about our son. You have no idea about that little rascal. He cries as soon as I fall asleep and sleeps as soon as I get up. He's even more annoying than Sofon. Speaking of Sofon, I haven't named the little one yet. I was thinking we could discuss it once you wake up. Alexander, you're not still holding a grudge and pretending not to wake up on purpose, are you? If you don't wake up soon, I'll go find a sugar baby at your company. Everything I said before was a lie. Get up and listen to me say it again properly.
Victoria, I've kept you waiting for so long.